Welcome back on this glorious and amazing day. And last week we got a little bit off topic, which is really all part and parcel, so I don't mind just closing it up. How parents think that their children are having issues because they ended up in the wrong group with the wrong friends, and they ended up online with the wrong people. And I believe that's just a symptom. The cause is they are looking for belonging. People that don't feel good about themselves look for other people that don't feel good about themselves. I've never in my life, and this is science, like attracts like. I've never seen people that admire themselves, feel good about themselves, will be sucked in by other people. So other kids that feel bad about themselves, they will invite you, because energies that are alike attract one another. So it's not about your children's classmates or groups that perverted their minds and got them off the path and really made them for bad children, because we need to look in the mirror. We need to look in the mirror. Our children do not get that deep bond of validation. Well, maybe when they're 9 months old and a year and a half, but that's about it. Then afterwards, all the negativity starts building up, and our children's souls slowly depart from themselves, and they look for love, attention, and validation elsewhere. Let's get to the fifth reason. The fifth reason is, and this is very, very deep, I could spend, I feel like, hours on it, but I'll try to be brief and even finish it in this video, is that our love to our children, or our need to feel powerful and adult-like, because we still didn't heal from our childhood, is we do a lot of things for our children. We do a lot of things for our children. And because we want to do a lot of things for our children, and some parents tell me it's because they love their kids, they actually might love their kids, but their actions is hurting. I hope no one hurts me and says they love me. And no one has to tell me they love me if they're nice to me. And what is it that I'm talking about is that they help their children. Of course, it is nice to help your children at all ages. But whatever your child can do on your own, let them do on their own, even if it takes longer. So I always see parents offering their children. Let me just zoom into one aspect, and please discuss this with your doctor as well if you don't trust me. Human beings, when they're hungry, they will eat. Children, if they skip a meal, it won't be the end of the world. Sometimes we don't have a good appetite. Sometimes things are bothering us, and maybe we should look at something deeper. But we have parents from a young age, even to the age of 40, I see parents constantly telling the child, are you hungry? Are you hungry? Did you eat yet? Why didn't you eat? Eat a little more, eat a little less. Besides that it's wrong, you're basically programming the brain is that they do not know their body. So praise the Lord and praise the universe and praise anything in the world that you exist, because if not for you, your child would have died. No, they wouldn't. I've seen them my whole life, and hundreds of children and adults. The child didn't eat dinner, that's fine. They'll go to sleep. They will not die. People could go through days without eating, definitely a few hours. And even as adults, we know we're not always in a mood of eating. Could you imagine you're going through your own stuff and your boss at work says, I noticed today you didn't eat. Are you okay? You would say, mind your own freaking business. But what's happening is it's worse than we're too much involved with our children. We basically program their brain that they are not responsible. And I still cannot believe of how much we do for our children. Now, of course, if we want to train them with a skill, if it's riding their bike, of course we will help them. But there's so many times where the child wants to do something, we'll say, come, I'll help you, I'll help you. Now, I know that fills our needs of the frozen or damaged or hurt child within us that feels so powerless. But now we're dad and mom. We feel like we're dad and mom, so we will go and help them and we will feel better. We're so much complexity going on. And meanwhile, the child feels like, I'm scared, I cannot do it. On the contrary, the way we give them the confidence is by doing it. And let me conclude by saying they will make mistakes, but that's precisely part of life. Some parents, I realize, do not want their children to make mistakes because they don't want to hurt them. So let's not go on the treadmill. Let's not do exercise because our muscles might hurt us. That's exactly what makes us strong. I'm not here the big master of tough love. I don't believe a lot of the aggressive boot camps. I'm not in that category, but I'm not in the other category, middle. I'm somewhere in between where it's okay if someone falls. On the contrary, and therefore, I like to talk about my mistakes and how I got added them, and that's a very good example for your children. So as you see, we had 5 reasons, not one, 5 reasons of why we are actually disconnected, with 5 different viruses that the CDC doesn't even talk about, because we only talk about the flesh. We don't talk about the spirit, which we are 99% spirit. We talk about the flesh, and we talk about what virus and what medication. But the stuff that has the West so depressed, falling apart, and on Prozac, if you do research of what's going on with depression and anxiety, actually don't do it. You'll get depressed of just doing it. It's very, very sad. And this is life, yet it's not looked at. And this is the source of life. Could you imagine? People are constantly buying cars, but there's no engine and the hood is empty. But everyone is talking about of how to get very nice cushions to sit on and all the gadgets. That's really not what a car is. You got to go home to your couch. A car is more about the engine. It's about the horsepower. It's about the quality. It's about how it gets you around. And that is our soul, and that is our confidence, and that is our happiness, and that is our validation. But yet, as you heard in the last, 6 videos, the 5 reasons how our own darling parents disconnect us from us. And no wonder we turn into feathers, and every single wind blows us around, and we're confused, and we're depressed, and we have a hard time to make decisions. And we don't even know what we want. And if you believe it or not, there's actually more than 5 reasons. But we'll have to wait for next week. But till then, please do remember that you are way greater than you think you are.